Hi everyone, my name is Andrea from Zaire Intuitive. Tonight we're going to do a tarot reading, not an astrological chart. I wanted to do a little bit of reading on some of the political and current events that are going on in the news right now. Last night we had the speech with Donald Trump. Of course, it doesn't take a genius to know that he was lying about everything except for maybe saying hello. So just want to give you a preview of the cards that we're going to use. We're going to use my new modern day Rider-Waite Tarot to answer some questions. These are good because they answer a yes or no in a one card draw. And they also can predict like when something is going to happen, which is really nice. And then we're also going to use my oracle cards, the what's the news, and I usually use those as clarifiers if we can't get a straight answer right away. All right. So I think we will start with DT. And we're going to do one card. We're going to start with just the one card. Let me give my cards just a little bit of a shuffle here. This is for entertainment purposes only. It's just for fun. All right, I think I gave him a good shuffle. So we're going to ask, the first question I want to ask is, and I know we've asked this before in the last tarot reading that we did, but we're going to ask again, is Donald Trump going to make it past the November election? Wouldn't he be shocked to know? I kind of already know the answer to this. But let's see what the tarot says. All right. Okay. Right away, we got 5 of coins. No, he's not going to make it to the next, after the November election. 5 of coins. I don't think I have to put a clarifier on top of that, so we're just going to go to the next question. I want to know, and that kind of answers the next question, but I want to know if, let's ask if Democrats are going to take over the House. Spirit? Are Democrats going to take over the House in the November election? Hmm. I've got the 4 of coins, which means holding tight. You know what's funny is that every time I ask these political questions, we always get coins. Which it's an earthly element. That makes sense. It's all about the material world and wealth and financial, and politics has a lot to do with that. Okay, we're going to do a clarifier. I'm going to use my what's the news cards for this, for the clarifiers. 4 of coins. Are Democrats going to win in the House in the November elections? I mean, if this is not really surprising, I got dirty money. I mean, politics is dirty. We're just gonna go with that. Has to do with laundering and stealing and illegality. I wonder if that has to do with the Democrat side or the Republican side. I mean, the way things are going, I would assume it has to do with the Republican side. Because I know, I mean, if DT makes it, obviously he's going to find a way to rig the election. Fed up, over it, over it. I think that means the Democrats are going to be fed up. Or it could be the Republicans. I mean, it is red. I think everybody's going to be fed up over it. I'm going to do one more clarifier. See what they say. Sometimes the guides won't give me a straight answer on this because every time I ask about current events, they're like, you know the answer, Andrea. You don't need the tarot cards to tell you. But sometimes I really don't know the answer. They say. Sometimes they like to poke fun at me. Of course. I think they're poking fun at me. They gave me sipping, which also means gossiping. Okay. I'm gonna just assume with the Four of Coins holding tight and this dirty money and all that stuff that and the fed up that things are gonna go our way. Because I think both sides are fed up. All right. Let's go to the next one. How about we ask if the Democrats are going to take over the Senate? Is that pushing too hard, do you think? Do you think my guides will get upset at me if I try to push that? I don't think they really get upset. They may just not answer. We're going to ask. Are the Democrats going to take over the Senate? Six of Swords. Needed change, that's for sure. We all know that. We're going to put a clarifier on that one. I think they're playing with me. New love, learning from each other. I think if that's true, I think that's just, both sides are gonna have to realize they're gonna work together. But let's put on one more clarifier. Lift off. Look at lift off. I'm guessing that they're gonna take over both houses. That's my feeling. People are just fed up and tired. No, I am. Okay, next question. What should we ask next? Should we ask about? I'm not going to ask about Mitch McConnell because I can tell you right now that he's got one foot on the other side and he's got one foot still in this earth. So he's kind of like going back and forth. It won't be too long. It won't be too long. I don't have to ask the tarot about that. How about let's go with we know Lindsey Graham, his sister, took over his seat, and that's not unusual in politics. Do you remember when Gabby Gifford got shot and then her husband, Mark Kelly, took over her seat? So, yeah, that's not unusual. That is allowed in politics, but it is only temporary. And I'm not sure that she has enough time to campaign for the seat. So I know there's a lady, and I can't remember her name, who's campaigning for that seat or was campaigning against him, and she was a Democrat. So is a Democrat going to take over Lindsey Graham's seat? Let's ask that. Pulled of coins again. Knight of coins. Patience to succeed. They give me this card a lot when I answer this question. Oh. It's positive. It's positive. I'm going to put a clarifier on that. I'm going to put a clarifier on with the Rider-Waite Tarot. Or Democrats going to take over Lindsey Graham's seat? I have a good feeling with this one. I'm hoping. Oh, they're answering yes. 9 of coins. Yes. Democrat. Look, it's a lady. It's a lady on there, so maybe it's her. All right. The next question I want to ask about is Nancy Guthrie. I know I asked this before, but I'm just really curious about her. I haven't heard anything in the news about her lately, except for this one thing about TMZ getting a letter. And I don't know if it was from the perpetrator themselves, but basically they said that she's not alive anymore. I mean, anybody could have guessed that. Anybody could have guessed. I know she's not alive. Let's ask if her body's going to be found. And if we don't get a yes or no, or even if we do, we're going to ask when. Okay. Will Nancy Guthrie's body be found? King of Coins, secure abundance. It tells me that it will be found, but it doesn't really give me any clarity. We're going to ask again, and we're going to put another card on top of that. I think this has to do with the sheriff, because without pulling the tarot cards, the intuition that I'm getting is that he's going to have to go outside of his department and the FBI to hire a real expert to kind of, because this case has been going on for so long, to kind of wrap it up, to try to find some solution. I know he's really prideful and he's really stubborn. He doesn't want to do it, but I think that he's going to have to do it. But what I got was ethics over emotions. That's the reason why I think that. So I think she will be found. I just think it's going to take time and they're going to have to go outside. They're going to have to go with a private company or something, private detective, something like that, or some real expert, or maybe some outside searching group or something like that. If she's going to be found, let's ask when. When is she going to be found? Late spring? Maybe next year, late spring? Got the King of Cups. It's a good sign. I think we're going to end that there. There's not really any other questions that I saw in the news today that I want to ask. So I know this video is really short. That's okay. The next video I'm going to do is on an astrology video on Michael Jackson. We're going to look at his natal chart. A couple weeks ago, when I was just kind of relaxing and going on YouTube and video surfing, a lot of the Michael Jackson videos came up, and I found out that his daughter also dabbles in astrology and tarot, and I saw that as a sign that maybe I could do his chart. So we're going to do his chart, and that's coming up in the next few days. And as I said before in my past videos, I like to do historical figures. So I'm thinking Henry VIII. I want to do a relationship chart maybe on Henry VIII and a couple of his wives. And then maybe like a relationship between the sisters, Elizabeth I and Mary I. That's a possibility, so keep your eyes out for that. Also, if you have any other questions, like if you want me to do a tarot video or another natal chart, please put suggestions below in the comments. I'm all open for suggestions. And also, before this video ends, please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe. That helps me grow. And also, if you are not a member of my Patreon and Facebook pages already, go ahead and look up Zaire Intuitive on both sites. Please join. The membership is free. It is free for now, and I think it'll be free for a long time. So please do that. And for now, it's goodbye. Until next time. Bye.